What's up, DFS players? I have a really good PrizePicks entry, so we're going to go ahead. Let's go through it. But before that, let's explain how does PrizePicks work, right? How does this platform work? You shouldn't be betting on PrizePicks if you don't understand the math behind it. So the way PrizePicks works is you cannot bet on straight bets. You can only place parlays, but any two-leg parlay, any two-pick entry, you're always getting the same payout, 20 to win 60. Doesn't matter if we take overs or unders. Doesn't matter what two picks we select. Always getting 20 to win 60, 20 to win 40 in profit, which is just plus 200 odds. So we've gone through this math a ton of times. There will be a video on the end screen, but essentially PrizePicks is giving you the implied odds, implied price of minus 137 juice on both the over and under for any player prop that you are betting. So another way you can think about this is if you had a parlay on a sportsbook where both legs were minus 137, just looking at a parlay calculator, your parlay comes out to plus 200. So because PrizePicks gives you plus 200 odds on any two-pick entry, they're giving you the implied price of minus 137 juice on any player props, right? So essentially, we can compare the lines on PrizePicks as well as Underdog Fantasy. The strategy also works for Underdog Fantasy to find sharp picks. So here we see a really good one on Underdog and on PrizePicks. Garrett Hill over 2.5 strikeouts. Why do we like this play, this DFS pick for tonight on PrizePicks and on Underdog? Look at the value from the sports books. You have BetOnline and Pinnacle, arguably two of the sharpest bookmakers in the world, pricing this at minus 170 and minus 175. They have the over heavily favored, right? Sportsbooks imply win probabilities for bets through their odds, right? So typically when the sharpest bookmakers are pricing something at minus 170 and minus 175 and you can pick it up minus 137 in your PrizePicks or Underdog entry, that's a great MLB DFS pick to be on for that day. So you can actually quantify that mathematically with a no-vig odds calculator, as it's called. So what this calculator does is you put in a sportsbooks market, both the over and the under, and again, PrizePicks just giving you the implied price of minus 137 on both sides. But you take a sportsbooks market, right? You plug it into a no-vig odds calculator. So Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, they're pricing the over at minus 170, the under at plus 128. So when you remove the juice from that market, you see that the win probability of this bet is 58.94%, and the no-vig line is minus 144. So the fair odds are minus 144. We're getting better on PrizePicks at minus 137. So this is the first pick we got to be all over, right? Garrett Hill, over 2.5 strikeouts. So let's go back to strikeouts. This is the first play we want to be on. Now, the second play we want to be on is straight from the OddsJam Positive EV page with these filters turned on. So what the EV page shows you, pretty simply, and I highly recommend if you're new to fantasy and looking to be profitable, you keep these filters on, is OddsJam just constantly scans the sports betting markets and looks for value, right? That includes all the lines on PrizePicks, Underdog Fantasy, and then just assigning them minus 137. So here we can see, for example, Nestor Cortes, over 4.5 hits allowed, is like minus 170 on all the sports books, heavily juiced, which means it's a lot more likely to hit than the under is. And because PrizePicks doesn't vary payouts, depending on if we select the over or the under, this is a great play to include on PrizePicks for today. Really good MLB props. This is the second one I want to be on. So what we can do is we can go over to hits allowed, and then we can go to our boy Nestor. So Nestor Cortes, and we can lock this in, right? And it's saying your max winnings for an athlete. So I already included them in a couple other entries. Join the OddsJam Discord. You want more picks? Join the Discord server. But anyways, long story short, as a sports bettor, as a DFS player, you always need to be looking for edges, for value. That's how the sharps do it. That's how you actually make money. So if you're playing on PrizePicks, right, you need to make sure you're looking at the lines on PrizePicks and comparing it to the sports books, knowing that you're getting the implied odds of minus 137 on PrizePicks. If you're playing Cortes under 4.5 hits allowed on PrizePicks, when you can go over to DraftKings and bet this plus 125, 100 to win 125 in profit, you're going to lose a lot of money betting on sports. So what you can see as kind of another example is if we created this same exact parlay on PrizePicks that we're getting plus 200 odds on, 25 to win 50 in profit. So this includes your stakes. So it's 25 to win 50 in profit. So On DraftKings, we're only getting plus 176, right? Now, on the other hand, if we switch Nestor Cortes to under 4.5 and we kept Garrett Hill over 2.5 strikeouts, we'd be getting plus 291. And we're only getting plus 200 on PrizePicks. You want to bet 100 to win 291 in profit or 100 to win 200? Obviously 100 to win 291. So you always need to be looking for value for edges as a sports bettor, and this is one of the best plays available for tonight. So lock it in. Let's make some money.